In this video, we are going to learn some basic concept of single effect evaporator. Single effect evaporator. So our topic, design of single effect evaporator. I just draw this single effect evaporator diagram. This is our evaporator. Steam enter here. You get outlet. This is our steam. This is condensate. Feed enter here. We call this as a weak liquor. Okay, then what happens? This heat transfer takes place from the steam to the weak liquor, and at temperature T, this weak liquor, some part gets vaporized and you get here outlet as MV, that is flow rate of vapor, and some part of this weak liquor gets converted and you get here as a thick liquor. In short, from weak liquor you get two output stream. One is the vapor flow rate outlet and thick liquor outlet, while in case of steam that gets condensate, so heat given by the steam, after giving heat, steam gets converted to condensate. So all this is about the flow rates of steam and weak liquor. Now we'll write down the material balance for weak liquor and feed. So material balance of weak liquor. So we have these two equations. First equation is called total material balance equation, and that total material balance equation, mass flow rate of weak liquor is equal to mass flow rate of thick liquor plus mass flow rate of vapor. This is our first material balance equation concerned to the weak liquor. Then you write down solute material balance equation. Solute material balance equation, that amount of weak liquor into fraction of solute in weak liquor, that is equal to mass flow rate of thick liquor into fraction of solute in thick liquor. So fraction of solute in thick liquor, this fraction of solute in weak liquor. So XSW means fraction of solute in weak liquor, XST means fraction of solute in thick liquor. Okay, so we get these two mass balance equation with respect to weak liquor. Then I write down material balance equation of steam. When you observe this, in case of steam there is only one input and only one output concerned to the steam flow rate. That means all steam is get converted into condensate, and therefore we can write down material balance equation for steam as Ms is equal to Mc. That means mass flow rate of steam is equal to mass flow rate of condensate. Ms is equal to Mc. This is the only one equation of material balance of steam. Now below this we'll write down the energy balance equation for steam and weak liquor. So below this we'll write down energy balance equation for steam and weak liquor. Now as you know that here steam gives energy, so heat given by steam, okay, so here this heat gives by steam, that is by two part. First what happens, steam condensate. So steam condensate, at that time certain amount of heat is given by the steam, and then temperature of condensate decreases. So heat given by the steam is by two way. When steam condensate, how much heat is given, and when temperature of condensate decreases, how much heat is given. Temperature of condensate decreases, and that temperature of condensate decreases from temperature Ts to T, where Ts is the input temperature of steam and T is the outlet temperature of condensate. So this steam condensation takes place at temperature Ts. So first steam condensate at temperature Ts. At that time heat is given by this steam is calculated by this formula Ms into lambda S. Ms into lambda S means mass flow rate of steam, and lambda S means latent heat of steam. So this equation gives heat given by steam when that steam condensate. And when the condensate temperature decreases from Ts to T, heat given is calculated by this equation Ms into CPC, that means heat capacity of condensate, into temperature difference Ts minus T. Okay, so this is sensible heat change. Sensible heat change. While this heat is called latent heat change. This is called latent heat change or latent heat capacity, you can say that. Latent heat change, and this is sensible heat change. In short, steam gives energy by two part, steam condensate, and second part when condensate temperature decreases. So here heat is given by these two parts by the steam, and heat absorbed by weak liquor. Sometimes this is called feed also. Again heat absorbed by the weak liquor also by two types. First type, temperature of weak liquor increased from Tf to T, where Tf is the initial temperature. You can call this as a Tw also. Okay, instead of Tf I just write down Tw because we have written here weak liquor, so temperature also Tw. So this heat is absorbed by this weak liquor is calculated by this formula Mw into Cpw, means heat capacity of weak liquor, into this temperature drop T minus Tw. So heat absorbed by this weak liquor, first part, that is calculated by Mw, Cpw, T minus Tw, where Mw is the mass flow rate of weak liquor, Cpw means heat capacity of weak liquor, and into T minus Tw, where T is the temperature or boiling point of this weak liquor in the evaporator, and Tw is its initial temperature. Tw is the initial temperature and T is the boiling point of this weak liquor in the evaporator with respect to corresponding pressure. Okay, so this particular heat change, it is called sensible heat change of weak liquor. Sensible heat change. And B part, some of this weak liquor, as you know that some part of this weak liquor, that is some part of the solvent gets vaporized, and that is nothing but, that is calculated by this formula. So vaporize certain part of solvent. So for vaporization of certain part of the solvent, some heat is absorbed to increase the temperature of weak liquor, and this some part of this energy absorbed is calculated by this formula mv, where mass flow rate of vapor or some certain part of the solvent that gets vaporized into its latent heat lambda v. Okay, so here again in case of steam also, heat is given by the steam by 2 parts. Similarly, heat absorbed by weak liquor also by 2 parts. Okay, and therefore we can write down energy balance below this. Okay, so with the help of this equation, now we will write down energy balance of this particular evaporator, that heat given by steam, that is equal to heat absorbed by weak liquor. Okay, so if you write down certain equations, if you write down this equation, suppose this particular equation, suppose it is A, suppose this is A, suppose this is B, and this particular equation, suppose it is C, and this particular equation, suppose it is D, then we can write down equation A plus B, that is heat given by steam, that is equal to heat absorbed by weak liquor, that is C plus D. Okay, so heat given by steam by 2 parts. Heat is given when the steam condensate, and heat is given when temperature of that steam condensate decreases from Ts to T. Similarly, heat absorbed by weak liquor when its temperature increases from its initial temperature Tw to T, and then for certain part of vaporization of the solvent, heat is absorbed, that is mv into lambda v. Okay, so final equation you get here, heat given by steam, that is equal to heat absorbed by weak liquor, and this is equal to A plus B is equal to C plus D. Okay, so this equation is very important. Heat given by steam is equal to heat absorbed by weak liquor. Okay, and this equation is important. In design of heat exchanger. So next part, design equation of evaporator. And this design equation of evaporator is Q, that is heat given by steam, that is equal to U A delta T. Okay, U A delta T, where this U is called overall heat transfer coefficient. A is called area of heat transfer. And delta T is temperature difference. Which temperature difference here we have to consider? Ts minus T. Ts minus T. Ts is the temperature of inlet steam and T is the inside temperature of the evaporator. Okay. So this particular equation is used to calculate area of heat exchanger, because this U value will be given to you, overall heat transfer coefficient. You know this delta T difference, then you can calculate area once you know that how much heat is given by the steam, or this is also called rate of heat given. This is rate of heat given. Concerned to the time, this is called rate of heat given by steam. So rate of heat given by the steam, that is equal to UA delta T overall, where U is the overall heat transfer coefficient, A is the area, and delta T is the temperature difference, Ts minus T. So this particular equation, is concerned to the calculation of area. This is concerned to the energy balance equation. Okay, this energy balance equation already I have written here in simplified form, and here we have this mass balance equation. So with respect to this, here I write down some of these values, that MS means mass flow rate of steam, Ts is the temperature of steam, condensate mass flow rate is condensate MC, while its temperature T, temperature of inlet weak liquor is TW. Okay, and this weak liquor, some parts gets vaporized, that is mass flow rate of vapor, some part you get outlet as a thick liquor, that is empty. Okay, and here this XSW means fraction of solute in weak liquor, and here XST means fraction of solute in thick liquor. So with the help of this equation and this block diagram, you can write down these two equations. Concerned to the weak liquor, this one equation concerned to the steam. Then we have this energy balance equation, and then we have this design equation. So you please note that here in case of steam, the steam temperature decreases from Ts to T, while in case of weak liquor, its temperature increases from TW to T. So here you get outlet temperature of vapor also T. Similarly, outlet temperature of thick liquor also you get here T. So in case of weak liquor, temperature increases from TW to T, while in case of steam, temperature decreases from Ts to T. So you please note that this temperature balance, here T means what? Here boiling point of this weak liquor or solvent in this particular evaporator, that depend upon evaporator inside pressure, that is T is the temperature. Okay, so this is concerned to design of single effect evaporator, and we have to use this equation in the calculation of steam requirement and area of heat exchanger. Okay, once you study this, then we'll solve some problem based upon this.